Alright guys, real quick, need to get this on video while it's fresh in my mind. It's a little bit of a mess around here. I've been doing some stuff on the table recently, but I wanted to tell you guys about what just happened. So, you guys know, a lot of you, that I was having some failures to extract with my P365. So I decided I was going to send it back to SIG, let them do some work on it. Well, I call customer service. I sat there on the phone with them for about 50 minutes, or on hold I should say, for about 50 minutes, and then talked on the phone for about 5 minutes with one of their customer service reps. I won't give a name because I don't want to dime anybody out. Guy seemed like a nice enough guy, but what he told me, about as fruity as this pineapple juice. Basically, what he said, I gotta get it open here because I'm thirsty. What he said after I explained the issues I was having was that his recommendation, and that this has worked for every customer he's talked to that's had this issue, is to go get a bunch, and I mean he said like minimum 200 rounds of some really expensive ammo. He recommended Federal Hydroshocks, Spear Gold Dots or Spear Lawman, the Hornady Critical Defense. He was like 124 grain plus P, like really hot ammo, and fire that through it, and then that should, you know, shake out all the imperfections and things from the factory, any little burrs and stuff like that. Which, okay, from a logical standpoint, maybe that makes sense, maybe it doesn't. But I told him I had fired just under 700 rounds, I'm somewhere around that mark, of 115 grain brass case ammo, just full metal jacket, you know, stuff, but I haven't put any steel or anything like that through it. And he's like, yeah, he said if it was my gun, now obviously, you know, this may be a little expensive for some people, but if it was my gun, I would put at least 1,000 rounds of high quality defensive ammo through it, like right out of the box, as soon as I bought it. And I'm thinking, do you know how much money that is? That's really, really expensive. Like, a lot of people aren't going to do that. Most people can't afford to do that. I can't afford to do that, for sure. That's a little nuts. Like, you're marketing this as the, you know, the best concealed carry pistol on the market. Everybody should have one of these. Everybody should carry it for, you know, 365 days a year because it's a P365. And you want people to put 1,000 rounds of really, really expensive ammo through it? How does that even get, no, and then I asked him, I said, so you're telling me that the approximate break-in period for this gun, brand new out of box, is 1,000 rounds? He's like, yep, 1,000 rounds, like minimum break-in period. Somebody over at SIG, and I don't think it's the gentleman I was talking to, but somebody over at SIG doesn't understand gun owners. Because if you're going to sit there and you're going to have a recommended, or you're going to tell your customer service people the recommended break-in period for a concealed carry gun is 1,000 rounds, that's ridiculous. Most people buy a gun, load it, never fire it, put it in a drawer, and call it good. Now, I don't agree with that either. Everybody needs to know how to use the gun. They need to be familiar with their gun. They need to get training with their gun. But at the same time, some people don't have enough money to go buy 1,000 rounds of 9mm, like practice stuff, at 115 brass case at a time. So if you want them to buy that much and then buy some defensive ammo, oh, and by the way, you should probably also put at least 200 rounds of this defensive ammo through it, if not more, as part of the break-in. What kind of sense does that make? I'm really heated about this. This bothers me, all right? Now, again, guy on the other end of the phone, nice guy. I think he was truly trying to help. Not upset with him. I don't know if that's part of their, you know, script or whatever that they're supposed to tell customers when they call in. You know, these are the fixes I'd recommend. Because he said what they would do if I sent it in would be to fire 100 rounds of Blazer brass through it. And then if it didn't have any problems, they'd just say, fired 100 rounds, Blazer brass, no issues, return to customer. And then they would send it back. That's the extent of the troubleshooting that they would do. Now keep in mind, this is a summer 2018 model. It was manufactured in the summer. I think it was June 6th. I could be wrong about that date, but I picked it up on August 31st of 2018. Brand new in the box. So I guarantee, I know for a fact, they have come out with generational changes since then. I've seen the pictures. I know they've changed some of the things about the extractor and the extractor spring since then. So instead of just saying, oh, well, let me get your serial number. He never asked for my serial number. Never gave him my serial number. He said, let me get you. He didn't ever ask. So instead of saying, hey, give me your serial number and let me look it up. Okay, yeah, no, I see that, this was made then, and since then we've made these changes. So send it back in. We'll update it for you. No, didn't do that. Just go, and I told him when it was made. Gave him the date. Made then. 2 years ago now. Yeah, go buy some really expensive ammo and fire it through it. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, and you should probably get it to 1,000 rounds before you actually, start really using it. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm a little bit unhappy about this. This video probably won't go up today. I'm going to give myself a little bit of time to think on it and make sure that I want to post this after I've kind of calmed down a little bit. But if you do see this video, it means I thought about it. And yeah, I wanted to get out there because right now I want people to hear this. I was all for giving SIG a chance to fix this gun and get it back up and running. And then I was going to come back in and talk about how awesome their customer service was, what the turnaround time on the gun was, even with the whole COVID thing still going on. I was going to, use that as kind of a point to say to you guys, yes, give the company a chance to fix the problem if there's a problem before you start saying bad things. And then I was going to continue to shoot the gun and be very impressed with how small it is, how much ammo it holds, how lightweight it is, how easily it shoots, the lack of snappy recoil. And if the function issues that I had went away, when I did my final review of this, I was going to do a really good positive review of it. Now it looks like I'm going to have to spend my own money either on the ammo solution he gave me, like a lot of my own money, or I'm going to have to go try to find some either newer factory or aftermarket parts to replace and see if that fixes my issue. So I'm a little unhappy right now. And if anybody from SIG ends up watching this and this video bothers you, please feel free to reach out to me. Send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram. We can talk about it. All right? I really hope somebody from SIG ends up watching this, and I really hope that that person has an issue with the experience that I just had and wants to make it right. Because that's not okay if somebody buys a $500+ pistol to tell them that they need to go then spend more than that in defensive ammunition to put through the gun. Like, that's ridiculous. Before they can trust it to carry. No, you just need to take that and burn it at the range. That's ridiculous. So, yeah, not happy. I'm going to see if I can maybe source some other parts to fix the problem, because I guarantee you it's not the whole, well, there's burrs and break-in period thing. It's not. Yeah. Anyway, guys, got towards a little bit of a rant there at the end, but I had to put this out there, right? Because if you guys call SIG and you have the same issue and you get upset about it, well, I think you have every right to be upset by that. And I'll keep you updated. I'll make sure that whatever I decide to do going forward, I will keep you updated. And one more thing I should mention is the gentleman I talked to did say, if you go out and you put a couple hundred rounds there, use his fix basically. If you're still having issues, please send it in, because then our gunsmiths will take it as a personal challenge to figure out what's wrong with it. Okay, that is an option. He's not saying I can't send it in or that they won't accept the gun if I send it in. He's trying to give, I know what he's doing. He's trying to give me an option to keep the gun in my possession, right? He's trying to make sure that I'm not without the gun for 6 weeks or 2 months or however long it takes for them to get it in, do the work, and get it back to me. And I appreciate that piece of it. But I didn't like the answer and the cost associated with that answer. But to be fair, that's what he said. And the other thing that kind of bothered me about that is, why wouldn't your gunsmiths take it as a personal challenge to figure out what's wrong with it when I've already had multiple failures? Even before, because he said yeah, you send it in now, they're just going to put 100 rounds through it and call it good and send it back to you. But if I call back again, because magically I'm going to talk to the same exact guy and he's going to remember talking to me, and even though I never gave him my serial number, so he has no record of which gun we're talking about here. Now they're going to actually like really care to dive in to look at it. That's not likely. That is not likely to happen. So if they're gunsmiths, don't take it as a personal challenge to dig into every gun that comes back in with problems. That's a foul on SIG as well. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are having a great day. And yeah, that's it. So y'all take it easy. Roll Tide. And I'll see you later.